What's up, Taiwan? Good evening. I'm Erika Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. The Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, has met with Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong on the first leg of her Asia tour. International media are now reporting that Taiwan and U.S. officials expect that she will visit Taiwan in the coming days. That's despite strong opposition from Beijing. Louise Watt reports.
Will she or won't she? Speculation is growing over a possible visit to Taiwan by US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. The third in line to the US presidency is on an Asia tour. While Pelosi had never confirmed a Taipei stop was on the cards, President Joe Biden had said that the military thought it was not a good idea right now. But Taiwan's government says they're prepared either way.
我们对于外国的贵宾朋友来我国访问，都表示热烈的欢迎。对于外宾的来访，我们都会做最妥善的安排，而相关的时间、期程等等，也当然都尊重访宾的规划。
Pelosi announced Sunday that she's leading a congressional delegation to the Indo-Pacific to reaffirm America's unshakable commitment to its allies and friends. She named 4 US allies: Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea and Japan. There was no mention of Taiwan, but Wang Dingyu from the ruling party and a member of the Foreign Affairs and National Defense Committee says a visit is possible.
如果裴洛西的访问行程没有台湾的话，他的行程不用保密到这个程度。从这样来看，拜访台湾的机会还是相当高的。
Such trips are strongly opposed by Beijing, which claims Taiwan as part of its territory. It sees visits by foreign officials as giving Taiwan international legitimacy. In a phone call on Thursday, Chinese President Xi Jinping warned his American counterpart Joe Biden not to play with fire on the Taiwan issue. In recent years, there have been a series of visits from former and serving American officials to demonstrate support for Taiwan. But the last time an official of Pelosi's level came was in 1997. Lawmakers from Taiwan's main opposition party have sounded alarm.
裴洛西来台湾访问的几率越来越高，如果政府把它很高调的处理的话，可能势必让台海的紧张局势拉高。
For now, China has warned of unspecified consequences if Pelosi lands in Taiwan. But it would be certain to increase tensions between Beijing and Washington, this time with Taiwan firmly in the middle. Chris Ma and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.
15 people were sent to hospital after their bus overturned on one of Taiwan's main highways on Monday. The bus was traveling south on National Freeway 3 in northern Taiwan when the accident occurred. The driver reportedly collided with a heavy goods vehicle, causing the bus to flip onto its side. All passengers managed to escape the bus via the emergency exit by the time responders arrived. Authorities say the incident was caused by the driver changing lanes without due care. The chief of the Central American Bank for Economic Integration, or CABEI, has received an award in recognition of his work to enhance relations with Taiwan. Dante Mosi is in Taiwan on a 6-day trip, during which he will officially inaugurate the Taipei office of the Multilateral Development Bank. The bank's first Asian bureau opened in Taipei last year, but it had no official ceremony due to pandemic travel restrictions. CABEI was founded in 1960 by 5 Central American countries, including Taiwan allies Guatemala and Honduras. Police in the central city of Taichung have released more than a dozen people suspected of defacing an outdoor art space. As Jean Van Trieste reports, the case has created a rift between the site's creator and the people whose job it was to preserve his work.
It took a decade to create Taichung's Rainbow Village, but just one evening to ruin it. Footage shows a team painting over the art space's murals, covering pieces that attract 2 million visitors a year. These weren't vandals. They work for the company charged with protecting the artwork. The artist behind the project says he's devastated. 98-year-old Huang Yongfu was a soldier before retiring to a veterans' village. The village was to be torn down, so in 2008, with no training, he picked up a brush and covered the village's buildings in bright designs. Some students discovered the art. It went viral, stopping the demolition and earning Huang the nickname Rainbow Grandpa. Rainbow Creative Company managed the site. It sent artists to study with Rainbow Grandpa and help him complete his vision. The company claims up to 90% of the murals are the work of its art team. Rainbow Creative became unhappy when the city announced 6 months of work to reinforce the site's buildings, meaning 6 months of lost revenue. Company head Wei Biren says the pieces it destroyed in protest were the work of its artists.
我就跟你们保证，没有一个是爷爷画的。你明着要把我们的版权的东西你要拿走，把我们轰出去。你们好好的对待我们，没功劳也有苦劳。我们把彩虹村弄到这个样子，谁来帮助过我们？
Prosecutors are investigating, and the city says it will sue. But Rainbow Grandpa says it's too late for his vision.
一辈子那个创作我没有，他是外人，爱大外大。
A place that made its name after being spared demolition now once again faces an uncertain future. Kama Xu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
August 1st marks Indigenous Peoples Day in Taiwan. On this day in 2016, President Tsai Ing-wen issued an official apology for Taiwan's past injustices towards indigenous peoples. She's also promised to promote the rights of indigenous groups and raise awareness of their cultural history. However, some indigenous activists say her administration has not done enough. This year, Tsai reiterated her promise to advance indigenous rights.
我要期许我们国家人权委员会能够秉持独立机关的立场，接轨国际人权标准，持续地提出评估意见和调查报告，来促进台湾社会对原住民族权利的理解。
Tsai's statement comes on the anniversary of indigenous rights being enshrined in Taiwan's constitution in 1994. According to Taiwan's Interior Ministry, there are 16 recognized indigenous groups in the country, with more trying to gain official recognition. There are just under 600,000 indigenous people in Taiwan, making up 2.5% of the total population. Research suggests indigenous peoples have lived on the island for over 6,500 years. The Paiwan people, Taiwan's second largest indigenous group, are establishing their own national assembly. Our reporter Rick Lauert went to Pingdong County, southern Taiwan, to find out more.
Taiwan marked its first Indigenous Peoples Day on August 1st, 2016. And now, 6 years later, one of the country's largest indigenous groups is convening its first National Assembly. There are about 100,000 Paiwan people, and the majority of them are here in the southern parts of the country. And like most of the nation's 600,000 indigenous population, for decades they faced discrimination and ill treatment. This assembly will act as a mini legislature, making decisions on issues of land, law and economy, and working to protect traditional culture and rights. Its representatives will be elected and sworn in. The new parliament is set to be the largest of its kind in Taiwan, and only possible after a 2018 law gave indigenous people more control over their own affairs. People from across Taiwan are gathering in this rural village in the southwest of the country. They hope this new body can bring justice after decades of repression and push for greater autonomy of their lands and people. Rick Lauert in Nansha Village, Pingdong County, for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of a giant 3D Akita dog playing frisbee on a digital screen in Tokyo's bustling Shibuya district. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and see you next time.
In a changing world, when voices are being silenced, TaiwanPlus is listening. We tell those stories. No compromise, no boundaries,
people in Taiwan.
no fear.
I want to study Chinese. I'm Ryan Kilpatrick.
Capital Taipei.
TaiwanPlus.
TaiwanPlus News.